The Commodore Story, Changing the World 8 Bits at a Time, was a Kickstarter brought to us by filmmaker Stephen Fletcher and was successfully funded on April 19, 2017, about a year ago. The goal was to create a documentary and a companion book covering the history of Commodore, and let me tell you, this was an interesting story. I was lucky enough to have pledged for a copy of the hardcover book. It really turned out nice and is a great companion piece to the documentary. It has a nice hardcover and I love how smooth it feels. There are a lot of quotes from various people in the Commodore industry, as well as from many fans of the various Commodore computers which were released over the period of 1977 through 1987. Now I have to warn you, I read the book prior to watching the documentary, and yes, it is a total spoiler. Not that it completely ruined it for me, because having recently watched both the documentaries, they were still awesome. The back of the book lists all the Kickstarter backers. The only thing missing from the book are the actual voices, inflections, and emotions that were clearly conveyed while watching. On page 42 there was a nice quote from Jack Trammell, the founder of Commodore, which read, "I want a small computer that plays games for the masses, not the classes." And he did just that. There was an additional documentary included with the Blu-rays called The Chiptune Story. This one told the story of 8-bit music making, told by Dr. Kenny McAlpine, and was really interesting. I learned a lot from both reading the book and watching the documentaries. There were plenty of cameos by well-known people in the industry, as well as a lot of stories. The 8-bit guy, David Murray, famed Commodore composer Rob Hubbard, Leonard Trammell, David Pleasance were among the many people showcased in the documentary. There were a lot of funny stories shared as well. You cannot tell the story of Commodore without telling the story of Jack Trammell. I learned when he was in the military he repaired typewriters, which eventually led to selling typewriters, and then adding machines, and then calculators, and ultimately culminating in selling computers. One thing I was hoping for and was disappointed not to see were any extra features that are normally available on most movie releases. You know, I just can't get enough of this stuff. The Commodore Story, Changing the World 8 Bits at a Time, is still available for purchase over at thecommodorestory.com, where you can pick up the ebook, printed book, digitally download the documentary, or purchase the Blu-ray. They also have t-shirts available, all reasonably priced. I've also seen both documentaries are available to stream or purchase on Amazon.com. So what are you waiting for? Go check it out.